Hey there, I'm enjoying a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's not just any grilled cheese sandwich. This is a Tex-Mex grilled cheese sandwich. So inside here, I've got cheddar cheese, I've got salsa sauce, I've got barbecued pork, I've got jalapeno peppers, this is kind of optional, cream cheese, and then grill it all up. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. So, not too much to make these actually. Let's go in the kitchen and make some right now. All right, so here's what we need to make our sandwiches, our Tex-Mex grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm gonna make 4 sandwiches, so I've got 8 slices of bread here. I've got a little bit of a thicker cut, but any size cut is fine. Any type of bread is fine. Here I've got 10 ounces or 280 grams of cheddar cheese, and this is today is a yellow cheese, but you could use white. Either cheddar is fine. I go back and forth between them, and that's been sliced. And then over here I've got 12 ounces or 340 grams of barbecue pork, which also you could use pulled pork or whatever you could get your hands on, some kind of meat. And then over here I've got cream cheese. Now that is 4 ounces or 110 grams of cream cheese. Let it sit out for a while to get a little softer so it's easier to spread. I've got here 2/3 of a cup of salsa. I've got here a 1/4 cup of sliced, pickled, or canned jalapenos. The kind you get in a jar or so. Now I'm only using a 1/4 cup because only one of us really likes jalapenos. You might want, if you're like spicy, you want to up that up a little bit. Go 1/3 of a cup. Go up to a 1/2 of a cup if you're a real daredevil. Really, whatever you feel is the right amount of jalapenos for you. And then over here, I've got a 1/4 cup of butter. Now that's been sitting out at room temperature. I want that soft because that's going to be spread on the bread. So let's start making our sandwiches. First thing I want to do is get these here. And I'm going to have, these will be my bottom pieces. So I'm just going to, they're just going to fit on there, aren't they? Let's get that out of the way for right now. All right, so those are the bottom pieces, and what I want to do with them is I want to put some salsa on them. I'm just going to divvy up the salsa between them. Okay, so now we've got the salsa all spread on there, and then on top of the salsa, half of the cheese. So about half of the cheese. Doesn't have to be perfect, but about half the cheese spread out across here. All right, so we got cheese there. Then the pork. I'm just going to spread that all over the place. Again, dividing that up between the 4 sandwiches. Now, on top of the pork, more of the cheese. So I'm just going to divvy up the rest of my cheese on top of here. Let's see how much we got. Cut these a little thick, so probably got a little bit more cheese out of that, but it's all right. Okay, and then the salsa, or not the salsa, the jalapenos. So that off to one side. Now the jalapenos, I'm only going to put them on one of these because I say one of us doesn't like them. So half of these are going to get jalapenos, the other not. All right, now, that off to one side right now. All right, so I'm going to take the cream cheese and the rest of the bread here. So I'll just leave that over there. And what I'm going to do here is spread the cream cheese. So let's see, let's just cream it a little bit first, make sure it's good and soft. That's looking pretty good. I want to divvy up the cream cheese amongst these, just spreading it across the bread. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now, I'm going to take that, pop it on top of these, like so, and so, there. All right, okay, so those are all covered now. Now we take the butter, and I want to use half the butter. I don't want to use all the butter. I need to reserve half for the other side. So what I'm going to do here is take this butter and take half of that butter and divide it up amongst the tops of these slices. Come here, you. A little heavy on that one. Okay, so that's about half the butter. And then just spread it around. This is going to give that beautiful browning when we fry these sandwiches. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now, the frying pan. Going to bring that up on medium heat. All right, just going to wait until I can feel that pan is getting hot. I want a little sizzle when the sandwich is going. Now, we're going to cook 2 sandwiches at a time because there's no way all 4 are going to fit in there. 2, this is pretty big bread. 2 are a bit of a squeeze. Usually I would use a little bit of a smaller bread. This one's quite huge. Probably about this size here is good enough. But it's what we can get. All right, so that's ready to go. I'm going to flip these over carefully. Butter side down. Let's see, probably one of each size would be a good idea. Okay, just get in there somehow. That's hot. Don't touch the pan. Okay, there we go. They just barely fit. All right, I'm going to cook those 4 to 5 minutes on the one side, and I just want to brown them nicely. I'm also going to throw a lid on there, which I forgot over there. All right, see you back here in 4 to 5 minutes. All right, so I've been cooking about 5 minutes with the lid on. Let's get the heat in there and help that cheese melt. You take that off. What I want to do now is I want to put some of that butter across here. Reserving butter for the other set of bread. But you want to get butter across the surface here before we flip it over to brown it. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then time to flip. Get in there. These are such a tight fit. Oh, look at that beautiful color. Isn't that just wonderful? Add that in there. All right. Going to cook those for another 4 to 5 minutes on this side. Again, covered. Get that cheese just melting everywhere because that is delicious. We want to melt that cream cheese in there, the cheddar cheese. It's going to be good. All right, these have been cooking with the lid on for 5 minutes. Get that cheese melting. In fact, what I do often is turn off the heat and let it just sit there for a little longer. Make sure that cheese really melts. So let's have a look underneath and see. Oh yeah, I see goopy drippiness. I see cheese going into the down onto the pan itself. So that is pretty good. Let's get these out. So get underneath there. Get that out on a plate. Oh, look at that. Can you see that there? Oh, that's going to be delicious. All right, so enjoy Tex-Mex grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, if you enjoyed this recipe, stick around. Check out some more recipes here on Kuma's Kitchen's YouTube channel. We've got well over 100 now. I can't remember. We've been uploading for 3 years now. So there's a lot there. And also make sure you subscribe because there's a new one going up every Monday. And these are all original Kevin Riley Kuma's Kitchen recipes. So if you're not yet a patron, also consider becoming a patron because that helps to support the creation of more and more of these recipes and to share them with you. Also, as a patron, you get access to all kinds of extras. Go to the link on the screen or down below and go check that out. Now, go make some of these delicious Tex-Mex grilled cheese sandwiches and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.